All right, and I am live this morning. Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, December 14th, and it is 3:46 a.m. in Phoenix. How's everybody doing this morning? The title of the video is The Secret is Out About Some of You Negroes. And some of you Negroes include both male and female. And today I'm going to cut into it because it's some things that we need to slice and dice. All right, y'all. As you all know, there's been a lot going on over here in Black YouTube, especially with the whole Black men hating on Black women and Black women hating on Black men. It's been a gender war going on, especially with this new thing going on with Kevin Samuels. People cannot stop talking about it. So earlier tonight, Chrissy went live and she was, going on her sting about what it is that Black men are doing to Black women's psyche and self-esteem. And then later on, Crystal and Carrison came on and she had Kendall St. Charles on her stream. And they were talking about the reason why Black women with low self-esteem seek out the approval and validation of toxic Black men. And as you all know, I have had this same discussion on my channel. But let me tell you something. With all of this going on, it has kind of set made me realize or set a precedence in my mind about one thing, and it kind of opened this up to me. The secret is out. The secret is out about you self-hating Negroes. And when I say that the secret is out, what I am essentially saying is the secret is out about you self-hating Negroes that hate your own phenotype, you hate your own color, you hate your own Blackness. And this gender war has been about nothing but that. This gender war has been about nothing but us being self-hating towards one another. And so now that the secret is finally out, we pretty much already kind of knew this. We've already been alluding to it pretty much, but now it's out in the open. It has become perfectly acceptable to be a self-hating Negro. And we have made it such. We made it such. And so now as I look out and I look at the different content that's out here, and I'm seeing the rubbish that is being fed to our people, I said to myself, when did it become acceptable for us to be so open about our self-hatred towards one another? Because this did not develop in a vacuum. This was something that festered over time. And apparently it became so normalized within our community that we don't even call it out. So heaven forbid I let my lifetime go by without saying that you Negroes, and I'm not talking about all of you, just the ones that are doing this. Okay? Because we have Black women doing it as well as we have Black men doing it. But we have a lot of us going around telling each other that we're ugly because of our phenotype. We have a lot of us going around doing this to each other. And I just want to know, when did it become okay? When did this become normalized? When did we just stop calling out people who sort of thing? Now, I understand that, when Black men were doing it to Black women, they called themselves being funny, making fun of the Black woman phenotype, especially the dark-skinned Black woman with the big nose, bell pepper shaped nose, if you will. These were the main ones getting it. But now even Black women that don't have the overly Afrocentric features, just as long as they're dark skinned, we're calling them ugly now. If a Black woman has an angular jawline, we're calling them jawline now. And let me tell you something. This jawline that you all are making fun of, if you all go and look in the mirror, many of us with this phenotype have that jawline. Many of us do. Many of us are just average. The same big nose that everybody makes fun of. If a lot of you go look in the mirror, you got that same big nose. The same black skin that a lot of you all don't like. We're just going to keep it 100 tonight. Well, not tonight, but this morning. We're going to keep it 100. The same black skin that some of y'all make fun of. If you go look in the mirror, you have it too. And some of you don't even know you're dark skin. I was in O'Shea's chat room the other day, and he posted a picture of Fantasia, and someone said, "Oh, that's not dark skin." So, there is a lot of confusion amongst our group. And we ain't got no type of self-love at all. Our self-esteem as a group is at an all-time low, and we're making a fool of ourselves in front of everybody. Everybody knows that we have low self-esteem. Even to the point where we even have white women calling out black men, making fun of them, laughing at them behind their backs, talking about how thirsty they are. Yeah, you can go to O'Shea Dukes Jackson's channel, and he has a whole video about these white women and the texts that they were sending each other. They were talking about how black men will do anything for them because they have low self-esteem. One of them said, "I can ask a black man to let me pee in his mouth, and he will let me because I'm white." It's a damn shame. It is a crying damn shame. Now, when we got other groups looking at us from afar, and they know that any interaction with us, we're going to put them up on a pedestal and clown our own people in front of them to appease them, they don't respect us. They don't. And I was not happy when I watched O'Shea's channel and he showed those text messages of what those white women were saying about black men. Because see, it's pretty sad when we as black women are already saying that our men are weak. But it's even sadder when other groups of women start saying it too. Because who wants to be with a group of men that other groups of women deem as weak and thirsty, willing to do anything? But, like I said, there are self-hating Negroes on the women's side as well. Because we got some of these same women in our group that will sit up here and call other women that have their exact same phenotype. And this is the other thing. When we're sitting up here insulting one another, we're angry with one another, we're quick to do what? What's the first thing we are quick to say about each other when we're angry? The first thing we're quick to say about one another is, "You black so and so." And we as women, we're guilty of this. When we get ready to drag another woman, the first thing we focus on is her complexion and her nose, all the features that are uniquely Afrocentric, that makes us beautiful as a people. We downgrade it to each other and we make each other feel bad about it. And then we dismiss it as just being part of the culture. We have the playing the dozens culture. We accept the negativity as being part of culture. And I've said many, many times before, culture is not negative. If you have something negative going on within your culture, that is not culture. Culture is actually something that is positive, like the way that we dance, the unique sound of our voice when we sing, our unique rhythm, the unique way that we invent things because we are a very creative and bright people, our athleticism, all of the good things that are part of our culture that we don't like to highlight. Why is it that we're not highlighting the good things in our culture? But we're so stuck on our aesthetics because we hate ourselves. A lot of us, when we get up and look in the mirror, we hate what we see. Not because it's bad, but because it's not white or light or something that doesn't resemble our phenotype. And it's always the darkest. It's always the darkest Black person that has the lowest self-esteem. Good morning, Sheila, the quiet storm. Why is that? Why is it that the most beautiful and most regal Black brothers and sisters of us have the lowest self-esteem? Because those are the ones that we put down primarily. That's why. And so as I was looking at all of these live streams tonight, and I was listening to Chrissy, and I was listening to Kendall St. Charles and Crystal and Harrison, it reminded me that this exists within our group. And it also reminded me that others outside our group see it and they take advantage of it. They take advantage of our self-hatred and discrimination that we have towards one another. And we do. Within our own group, we discriminate amongst ourselves. In this new age, we have so many Black people who have actually made it to positions where we can make decisions like who to hire, who to fire, who to give an opportunity to, and who not to give an opportunity to. And there have been many, many articles written about Black men and Black women who hate their own phenotype so much that they would deny someone of their own race an opportunity because of the color of their skin, because of how Afrocentric sounding their name sounds, or how ghetto their name sounds. We would deny one another an opportunity, no matter how qualified we are. This is smacking of pure self-hatred. Now you compare that to our competition, because they're not confused. We have the I don't know what you want to call them, Hispanic or Latina, Latino, or whatever you want to call them. But let's compare us to the competition, because like it or not, they're the competition, right? They will make sure that they are elevating ones of their own group. Case in point, out here in Phoenix, Arizona, there's a high white Hispanic population out here. Very high. I think the black population is only 6%. Good morning, a Yale male Israelite. So now what I am seeing is there's a lot of, what do you call it, job agencies, temp agencies out here that are run by Latinos. What does that mean? Well, if they're running all of these hiring agencies, if they're majority of the population, if they're majority of the people that's hiring, what do you think their practice is? Their practice is to elevate their own first. So they're Latino first. And I have seen them hire dark skinned Latino, light skinned Latino, just so long as they know that they speak their language and they are from their Hispanic origin. But your black ass, dead last. And yet we support their best interests. We're the main ones. When we go to the polls, we don't support our best interests, and that is to get a foothold on illegal immigration and further the programs that benefit us as far as opportunities go. No, we're concerned about DACA. How is DACA benefiting black people? We are still struggling with opportunities, and we're trying to amp up the competition so that they can stay and be competition for us in the job market. The Democrats, they don't care about open borders. They don't care about illegal immigrants coming over here and getting citizenship. They don't care about them skipping ahead in line and obtaining illegal citizenship the wrong way. So the more of them that can do it, there's going to be more of them that are going to become legal citizens, and there's going to be more of them that can legally take your job. And we sit here and we stupidly say that it has nothing to do with us. We sit here and we stupidly say that, hey, you know what, we're not going to be affected. We sit here and we stupidly say that they're black. I've heard black people refer to Hispanic people as black, even the white ones. Now, I will agree that there are some black Hispanics, Latinos, or whatever you want to call them, because I'm not trying to get technical about the term right now. I got a bigger message than that. Good morning at Bixby. But we want to sit here and we want to help the competition. I'm telling you, the secret is out about us. The secret is out about some of you Negroes. We hate ourselves so much that we will not propel our own best interests above anybody else's. A Yale male Israelite says Democrats over the last 50 years have purposely imported Latinos to replace Black America economically, unfortunately. And he's right. He's absolutely right. And no, we don't have to help DACA. But unfortunately, whenever you vote Democrat, you're helping DACA and you're helping illegal immigration. That's exactly what you're doing. And so now that we have a mostly Democratic Congress, well, we've been had that, but now they're getting ready to take over the Senate. And we have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in office. Biden's getting ready to kick the bucket. So Harris will be our president soon. I'm predicting it. Somebody's going to knock him off to make it happen. You can kiss your jobs goodbye. What little we were gaining, you can kiss that goodbye. You can kiss all your opportunities goodbye because they don't care. The only time they care about your black behind is when it's time for you to get your booty to the polls. And they don't even offer you nothing. They just talk nice to you during that election year time. They do a little song and dance and recite a couple of rap lyrics. They send some strippers to the poll and make an advertisement of black women being hoes. And we think, wow, they really get us. They really understand us. Jason Schaffner, I hope Trump does have something up his sleeve, because if he doesn't, it's over for us. That's it. We might as well just go ahead and go back to slavery, because them white Hispanics, if you think that white folks, regular white folks that don't speak Spanish, if you think they be having their foot on our neck, these Hispanics really don't like your black ass while you sitting up here calling them black. They really don't like it. And now he's going to pretty much sell America to China. Biden's pretty much going to sell America to China. People are already saying, get ready to get used to being Americhina. We're going to be Americhina. And if you think the Hispanic people going to have their foot on your black ass, well, the Asians, you remember the Asians, right? You remember the Asians that were kicking black people out of Asia, out of Japan, because they thought that we were bringing the COVID over there, and they were kicking them out of the hotels, and they were putting their foot on their neck, and they were slapping them around and telling them to get the hell out. Yeah, them Asians that Biden loves so much, that him and his crooked son got crooked business deals with. Yeah, them Asians. Y'all was so quick to put them in office, right? Because you put everybody else's best interest above your own. You couldn't be bothered to see what was in your best interest, because we some self-hating Negroes. We don't love ourselves. It's more important to be accepted by white zaddy. Oh yeah, Melanated Vessel says it's going to be something out here. It is. Brace yourselves, because we getting ready for a long ride. It's going to be a famine. It's going to be a short food supply. And guess who ain't going to get meat first? Because it's already happening in a lot of grocery stores. Your meat supply about to dry up. And pretty soon they're going to limit where you can go shop. So you're going to have to stay in your little area because of the pandemic, of course, not because they being racist. And all of a sudden, there's going to be mass segregation because white folks are going to understand that they're going to have to get away from your black ass if they want, how can I say, resources. Resources. Okay? Everybody going to forget about kumbaya. Everybody going to forget about love has no color. They going to forget. And it's going to be every man for himself. And everybody is going to team up. And you think it's going to be about the haves and have-nots, but it's not. It's going to go right back to what it's always been. And you self-hating Negroes, while y'all sitting up here having these colorism fights, while y'all sitting up here talking about who the blackest ugly duck, who's the mud duck in the race, other races think we're all mud ducks. Go back and look at O'Shea's video on them white women and how they really feel about your black ass. Oh, they said that one of the women, the very first text message says, you know what? I would actually screw a black man, but I wouldn't marry him. And then she highlighted in big capital letters, never, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So you're starting to see people are choosing teams now. White women are going to start returning to their men that got resources. See, while you Negroes are being basic and you all are focusing on how COVID is going to bring you some poon nanny, how Boonquisha just going to have to give it up for $1, you didn't realize that Karen is getting ready to leave your black ass too. Karen is getting ready to choose up on Brad again because guess what? She gonna go where the resources are. And it's not just gonna be Karen leaving you black men for the resources, by the way. Boonquisha is gonna leave you for the resources. Juanita is gonna leave you and go where the resources are. So while you all are sitting up here waiting on somebody to fall short so that they can lean on you for little or nothing, no, that's not how life works. The women are going to go to the men that got the resources. That's how that works. And I predict you're going to see a rise in interracial black female, white male couplings because I'm already damn sure seeing it out here. And see, this is the stuff nobody wants to hear, right? Because these some truths that go against a lot of people's psyche and talking points on their YouTube channels. Yes, melanated vessel. Black men are going to be the main ones. It's about to feel it. Exactly. And brothers, some of y'all voted for Biden too. You put them in here, and they are going to make sure that you Negroes stay at the bottom. You were already at the bottom, but now they're going to take away what little you had. If you thought you had something, think again, even that is going away. Because I'm looking on the news and I'm seeing white people shaking and shivering that got businesses. And they're talking about how they're not going to be able to eat, how they're going to be homeless. And you all know that when white folks get the sniffles, what do we get? We get the goddamn flu. It's about to go back to the good old days. At Bixby says, I tried to buy water at the wholesale store and a bunch of Hispanics all grabbed a case and I was left with nothing. Even though they limit one per family, they split up and buy multiples. Yes, and that has happened to me before too at Bixby, so I know you're telling the truth. They will team up on your behind and they will take everything. Jason Schofner says white women hate to death black women at Swirl. Yes, they do. But unfortunately, black women don't care. See, when this is what I'm going to tell y'all. When it comes down to getting resources, black women ain't going to care about skin color anymore. That's when you're going to see a lot of so-called pump your fist pro-black women expanding their options. See, black men, y'all think that when the shit hit the fan, the women are going to come running to you, but you're not going to have anything. You don't understand. You're not going to have nothing. Your resources are going to be limited, and they're going to make sure of that. Because when times like this happen, the same way with the last recession when Obama was in office, them white folks looked out for themselves first. When we talk about black first, what about white first? Black first ain't got nothing on white first, or Asian first, or Latino first. Okay? Because them the people with all the resources and opportunities. Because we don't own no businesses, remember? Remember? And the very first businesses that start to suffer and fold are black businesses. So you all sitting up here talking about how this pandemic gonna bring the women running to you. No, no. Some of you are going to become bussy boys. I'm calling it. I am calling it, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to say what it is. Some of you are going to become bussy boys because it's going to get that bad. And y'all are also going to be trying to lay up under a white zaddy. And if you think Kevin Samuels hate black women, wait until black men are competing with black women for white zaddy. I am predicting it. Because remember, just remember, in the realm of sports, in the realm of Hollywood, what do these white men make our men do? Put on a dress. They always make our men look weak and feminine. They always try to effeminize our men. They got you up there making out with other men on TV. They got you up there putting on heels. They got you up there pretty much doing it already before the pandemic. So imagine what some of you guys are going to be doing during the pandemic when you ain't got no resources. And if you think I'm lying, just watch. 2021 is going to be the year of the Bussy Boys. Watch it, ladies, watch it. See, all of y'all sitting up here talking about you want the man to lead and you want this and you want that. Don't hold your breath, okay? Do not hold your breath. Melanated Vessel also says, why would or should Black women be pro-Black to a community that gives two fucks about them, especially um, DSBW, dark-skinned Black women. Exactly. Miss J says, hell, Tyler Perry became a billionaire dressing like grandma. You know what, Miss J? I did not want to bring up Tyler Perry, but you are absolutely right. And Eddie Murphy, and Martin Lawrence, and Jamie Foxx. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Jason Schaffner says Atlanta is ground zero for Bussy Boys. I believe it. I believe it. And so now you're going to see a state of panic. And everybody else has pretty much got their stuff together. They're pretty much teamed up with their own. And they've gotten their little master plan together, how their team is going to come out ahead. Meanwhile, over here, Miss J says every single Wayne brother. Exactly. But meanwhile, over here, our team is messed up. I'm telling you, we don't know which end zone we want to score the touchdown in. Like every time we get to running towards our end of the field where we're going to score the touchdown, we get intercepted by a self-hating Black person that don't like your big nose and your dark skin, and they grab the ball away from you and they go run and score the touchdown for the other team. That's how we playing out here. Meanwhile, everybody else that's teamed up when they go against us, they know which side of the field they're stick. I don't know what you call it. They know which side of the field to score the touchdown on. They never intercept each other, grab the ball, and go running in our direction. That don't happen for us. They always score the touchdown in the appropriate place. But we go and we score touchdowns for them against our own best interests, and our team stay losing. And it's over pettiness, it's over our own hatred of ourselves. Little things. Now, we sit up here and we had the civil rights movement, okay? Because we were being discriminated against and we were being denied opportunities because of the color of our skin. We were not allowed to roam freely because of the color of our skin without being subjugated to hate. Fast forward to 2020, we're doing it to each other. We're doing it to ourselves. It's like they don't even have to do it to us anymore. We're denying each other opportunities. Black women cannot go anywhere without being attacked because of the color of their skin or their phenotype. And Black men with a very, very Afrocentric phenotype get attacked too. We're over here beating each other up. So now we need a civil rights act for ourselves. I, as a dark-skinned black woman, need to be in a protected group now for my own black people. Now, I predict that you're going to see dark-skinned black women declare themselves as a protected group and demand protection under the law, because we're actually going to need it. And then there'll be a certain segment of black men that will have to be declared a hate group, and black dark-skinned black women being attacked will be declared a hate crime. I'm telling you, it's coming. Y'all think I'm lying, but that's how bad it's getting. Melanated Vessel says all other groups of men get it. Black men should not be dating out. White men have built enough for their own that them marrying out now in small numbers doesn't hurt the collective, and that's exactly right. Miss J says, at Faith, do you think we would be better off teaming up with the non-ADOS blacks at this point, or just leave the entire community? I kind of feel like ADOS is past the point of no return now. And you know what, Miss J, I did think about that. I did, because it just seems like, especially for black women, I hate to say, but it's getting to the point where it's going to be every man and woman for him and herself. But it seems like, I don't know, because I hear that over there in Africa, they got their self-hate issues as well. So I don't know. I really can't tell you if it's going to be any better. I couldn't tell you, Miss J, because I hear that they got their hatred issues over there in their country. So it's something that's innate within our genealogy to hate ourselves so much and put everybody else above our best interests, that even in Africa, they're allowing the Asians to come in and the white people to come in and just dominate. Great Britain says us light-skinned people get attacked as well. Yes, you do, but let's just be honest. Let's just be real honest and frank about this colorism thing real quick. Y'all light-skinned people ain't getting attacked like dark-skinned black women. Dark-skinned black women is kind of like niggas see us and it's like kill on sight. They got no love. Dark-skinned black women in particular, not dark-skinned black men. Dark-skinned black men, light-skinned black men, and light-skinned black women and mixed people are pretty much safe. It's really open season on dark-skinned black women if we just want to get real technical and honest about this little situation of self-hate we got going on in this group. And they're trying to take us out, okay? They're trying to tear down the self-esteem of these women so that we can continue to be the cleanup women, the women that they practice on, the women that they use as the come up women until they get to the status and place that they want to be in life, and then they dump you and move on. You and all little children that they made with you. So that's what they have relegated the dark-skinned black woman for. And there are a younger generation of black women that see the handwriting on the wall, because I see it out here in Phoenix all the time. And they're hopping the fence. They're saying, hell, the F no, I'm not going to deal with this disrespect. I'm gone. And now you got overweight black women doing the same thing, because they're beginning to realize that, hey, you know what? These white men, they not really talking about me like that, like the black men are talking about me. And they're actually offering marriage. And even the overweight black women are hopping the fence and finding love. I'm seeing it all the time. Like the white women that come over here and get the bottom of the barrel black men. Well, the fat black women over here are hopping over the fence, but they're getting some pretty decent white boys. They may not, all be physically attractive, but they treat them good, take good care of them, and they're able to build together. They're able to do the teamwork, make the dream work thing. I'm seeing it a lot. And guess who mad? The black men that say that you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing, but they mad if you move on with your life. Because see, you supposed to just stay over here in this group and take the abuse. Melanated Vessel says, I disagree that this happens to dark-skinned black men. Lighter skinned black men feel it the most in this community. And I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you on that, Melanated Vessel, because like I said, even the light skinned black men, they ain't really feeling it like that. They get chose a lot too up in our group. That ain't nobody, saying nothing negative about them. Ain't nobody telling them to kill themselves or using them as practice. Getting pregnant by them and leaving them with the kids and all this other stuff that happens to dark skinned black women. So that's the reason why I say it's never going to be the same for men as it is for women in the first place. Let's see what Miss J is saying here. Oh, Kavita 8 says, I don't care about light skinned men or mixed people. Most they're special just because they got zebra bloodline. Yeah, most of them do think they're special because they're mixed. Miss J says the incel issue going on in the white community is a real issue, but so many of their incels aren't awful guys or even bottom of the barrel. They just aren't the top shelf. Guess it's all subjective. And Great Britain says, once again, I openly support going where you're appreciated. By all means, go get any race man. That's what they're doing, Great Britain. That's what they. What's up, Shway? What's up, Shway Celeste? Okay, I appreciate you staying up and catching this live. Melanated Vessel says, I'm not saying they get it as bad that they get it too. We are seen as masculine. Light-skinned black men are seen as feminine. Yeah, that's true. Light-skinned black men are seen as feminine, but even if they're seen as feminine, hell, I don't know if you were around when El DeBarge was hot, but El DeBarge was not suffering because of his light skin, and neither was Al B. Sure, and I forget the other light skinned dude that was a singer. But these light skinned guys were not really suffering. They were effeminate looking, but they weren't really suffering like that. Yeah. So getting back to my point, right at Bixby DeBarge. But getting back to the point, we the jig is up, y'all. We just hate each other. There's no getting around it. We are more racist towards one another than even other groups can be racist towards us. And I didn't even think that we could reach that level, but I am starting to see it happen. I'm actually starting to, before my very eyes, I'm watching online these hate groups forming. And it's sad, y'all. It's sad because while we're forming our hate group against ourselves, other groups, they're sitting up here laughing at us and they're teaming up to empower their group. That's what they're doing. They're teaming up to empower their group. The Latinos are teaming up so that they can get this integration wall slammed down so that the floodgates can open and they can just ransack this country. And pretty soon, the white Hispanics are probably going to be probably overtake the white folks that's here. And if you don't think they won't let it happen, look who's our president. Americhina. They don't care. They don't care. Now, it's mighty funny though. They get real tough and they start pushing them immigration laws when it comes to the darker skinned, more Afrocentric looking immigrants. They got two different rules for two different types of immigrants. Don't you find that kind of funny? But they don't care about those white Latinos, but those black El Salvadorians, they put their foot on their necks. I have seen how they treat them out here. They get them the hell up out of here fast. Some kinds of way they can recognize that they're illegal. But them white Hispanics, they don't seem to mind. They don't seem to mind. So now we're sitting up here and we are having a very open gender war where we're openly showing people that we are not unified. We've been doing this. But with social media, it has made it open and apparent to other groups that we really not unified. So now these other groups are going to take good advantage of it. And this pandemic is going to be an excuse for them to abuse you. We're going to be the first to be abused in this pandemic. The first. And so any stupid Negro running around here talking about colorism, talking about a dark skin and a big nose and all this stuff that don't matter, them the Negroes that need to be cussed out immediately. We ain't even got time to entertain it because it's going to get real serious, y'all. I'm talking about in the grocery stores in the predominantly black areas, they ain't got milk on the shelves. They're not stocking our milk like that. Baby formula. Just go in the black areas and pay attention to what is on the shelves. All of our resource supplies are low. And right now, you got to travel outside your community to find them. And you're going to be wondering how come it always seems like you're getting the last carton of eggs. Wow, I'm lucky. I got here just in time to get the last carton of eggs. and you walk away thinking that they're going to restock that. They might, and they might not. You know, one day you're going to look up and they're not going to restock that. And so now, while everybody else is thinking of how they're going to get past this, and they done teamed up, white women are starting to cozy back up to their men. They're openly shunning you now. They're openly saying you're stupid and you're thirsty, because now they realize that resources are in limited supply. Resources are in limited supply. And they're going to go to the men that they know got all the resources. Black men, can I ask y'all something? Where your grocery stores? Where your distribution centers? Where your farms? Where are your resources? What industry do you have the monopoly on? What opportunities can you give your people? Can you trade and barter with each other? Do you have anything to trade and barter? And if you have an industry, is it valuable to the white man, and can we trade and barter with them? If you do have an industry that you black men dominate, can you trade and barter with the Asian man? Because see, what's going to happen during this pandemic, the white man is going to need to trade and barter, and that's what's going on right now. Biden is going to trade and barter with China. And the white Hispanics and the Asians. Kavita 8 says most black men only care about showboating for other men beside building for their community. Yeah, the showboat ain't gonna work in this pandemic. Bixby said black men are going to trade their Jordans. Now, you know what? That's actually funny. That is actually funny. But you know what? It's true. I mean, because that's what you guys own, majority of you. You don't collectively dominate any industry. You don't. So you got nothing to barter with. And I say this to illustrate why all of the women are going to start going to different groups of men that do have something to barter with, because resources are going to be at an all-time low, to the point where what little you have, you're not going to have it anymore. And yeah, get ready for the bussy boy. There's going to be a stampede of bussy boys. You're going to be at the Asian shop looking at hair, and guess who's going to be standing next to you also looking at hair? You're going to be looking at a hair tutorial, and guess who's also going to be in the chat room looking at the hair tutorial too? You're going to be looking at a makeup tutorial, and guess who's also going to be in the chat room looking at a makeup tutorial too? And y'all can get your passports, but this pandemic, that's the reason why it's a pandemic, y'all. It's worldwide. So the people that got resources are going to team up with the other men that got resources. And your passport ain't going to help you. Boo boo. Your passport ain't going to help you. Is this video to help Black men or to bash us yet again? This video is to wake you up. Because see, while y'all out here gender warring and talking about dark skin and big noses and who's a 10 and who's a 8 and who can't say they a 7 and who's average at best, this what going on. So that's what this video is about. Wake the hell up. That's what this video is about. Jason Schaffner says, the Most High is not going to let us fall by the wayside. God reigns on the just as well as the unjust. And if your black behind don't do anything to help yourself, well then guess what? You're going to perish. There will be, what do they call it? Wreathing and gnashing of teeth, according to the Bible. Yeah, that's what's finna happen. DJ Fundamental says, I only see Black women talking about the swirl stuff on the internet, but when I go outside, I just see successful Black women becoming more comfortable as the breadwinner while still dating Black men. That is going to change, DJ Fundamentals. See, all the nicketry that we were participating in before is changing. And I'm trying to warn all of you because see, y'all seem to want to keep the blinders on and pretend that it's just business as usual. This is why we always get caught with our pants and panties down. Because we ignore all the signs. Now, Black men, y'all real good for telling Black women that we should have chose better and we should have saw the signs and all that type of stuff. But when it comes down to business, y'all ignore the signs. This video is about you all waking up. We ain't got no time for all this here gender warring. There's something big coming. And you all may not like what I'm saying, but this is the cold hard facts. It's about to be a lot of women returning to their men, the ones that have the resources. And that includes your women. Because guess what? You ain't going to have the resources because you ain't got nothing to trade and barter with. You have not prepared for this moment. So you're about to be left in the dust. This is Armageddon. That's what this video is about. And the jig is up. The masks are off. And it's becoming apparently clear who's serious and who's not serious. And now y'all gonna scramble and try to play catch up now? So there's got to be a game plan. And right now, we don't have time for all this focus on this nonsense. Folks has been on the nonsense for far too long already. We've been distracted by bullshit for a long time. We like to turn on our music as a form of escapism. We like to dibble and dabble in fuckery as a form of escapism. We use sex as a form of escapism. But you all not going to be able to escape what is coming. That's what I'm telling you. And now the real is going to start to recognize the fake. That's what's coming. Doug says the fourth wave industrial revolution is going to crush us. Yes. Now I'm going to throw out the link here. And people, we got 30 people watching. Please hit the like button on the way in. Looks like StreamYard has an error going on. I can't post a link to the chat room just yet. Yeah, I'm getting an error message. I'm going to see if I can post this link on regular YouTube, and I'm going to have to okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was trying to get to my regular YouTube. Oh, there's a problem with the server. So maybe it's not my YouTube, because it looked like everything is froze over here on my end too. Oh, wait a minute. Did my stream get taken down?